Alright guys, so we are watching video with no color correction from the BenQ IdeaCam S1 Pro. This is an intelligent conference camera according to BenQ, but basically 8 megapixel Sony sensor. Does include some really nice things in the box. You get the mic, you get the stand, the USB dongle for the little puck controller that they give you as well, with some pretty interesting functions, as well as some batteries for the controller. What's nice about this webcam, you guys can see right here, it's got this built-in ring light to give you a little bit more light. So I have it on right now, and now it's off. From this distance, you probably can't tell a huge difference. The ring light is not super powerful, so don't expect it to take care of all of your lighting needs. Just because this one has a built-in one, it's not that strong. It does have some pretty interesting party tricks where you can change the mode and the angle of the webcam by just simply lifting it off of the stand. So basically, if you take it off the stand, it'll flip around and it'll show like a 180-degree view of what you got going on. But that's kind of cool. It'll put it into like a little bit of a handheld mode, and also gives you some more flexibility if you are like a streamer and you want to show something that you got on your desk that is not directly below you or directly in front of you if you're using this as a face cam. And we're going to try it out as a face cam in a little bit here too. Some of the other features you have this nice little magnetic cover that you can use for privacy, and you can also swap that privacy cover for a macro lens. So you just kind of toss that on, and now I can get up close and personal and show you guys some very, very, very intricate details about anything. So like I literally have to put it like right up to the lens, and then you can finally see some of the finer details on a specific product. And it gets like pretty decently sharp too, but it truly is a macro lens. Like you literally have to have the lens on whatever you're showing like that to have any type of clarity to make it, honestly, to make it even usable. Like it's not a zoom lens, 100% is a macro lens to get literally this close to your subject to get a clear shot. So that is kind of cool depending on what you are looking to do with your webcam. But as far as using this as a top-down webcam, the problem that I have is not necessarily when you have like a product that is pretty light in the shot, but when I take away this, watch what's going to happen to the video. Like it just clearly gets overblown with the exposure. And unfortunately, BenQ does not have desktop software that is installed on your PC and that will also save settings to this webcam. And they do have like this little online app and whatnot, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Inspire website, and basically let's go ahead and hit refresh so this thing connects. I had to like close OBS and whatnot, but it should be picking up any day now. And basically, as you guys can see with the lag, like footage from this website is just not usable. So currently it's on the picture mode, but when I change it over to the video mode, it's not really much better. Like this is super choppy. In a webcam scenario, I would never, ever, ever recommend that anybody ever uses this, because this is just not good. Like this is not acceptable quality for anything. So, and unfortunately, the features of the puck only work on this website. I tried to use them during OBS recordings, frame tab. I hit the button, now I'm frozen in frame, and I'm gonna hit it again on the puck, and now it's unfrozen, but it's basically freezing every 2 seconds anyway. So this is not what I would call usable video quality. And I would never use this on a video call. I would never use this for YouTube videos in general. I wouldn't even use this for live streaming. And I like the idea and the concept of having a cloud-based service with some of these additional features, but the basics of the video quality is just not good enough. So with that being said, this is a pretty hard recommendation for me to make, with this thing being basically $200 depending on which version you get. If you get the one without the puck, it's a little bit cheaper. And as you can see, like it does have a lot of potential. Like once there is something that's bright in the frame, it does have a lot of potential to have pretty decent color. But BenQ, unfortunately, they kind of half-baked this one. Like it needs dedicated software to be on your PC to properly run this webcam to its fullest potential. And then this ring is to control zoom. So I mean, that's pretty cool as well. That is something that I would definitely say is a very useful feature. But unfortunately, with this much lag on the website, this is just not a usable feature for most people that are going to be using this for video calls and live streams and things like that. Currently, I do have my room light on as well as the ring light on the IdeaCam S1. And of course, right now we're just doing a quick test to see what it looks like if you were to use this webcam as a face cam. And basically, I mean, it works pretty good. Like, it's decently sharp, and it could use a little bit more work in terms of like the lighting department. And I feel like right now, when it should be bumping my exposure during I wouldn't say mostly dark scene, and if it had good face tracking capabilities or at least face recognition so that it could try to balance out the scene a lot more with higher exposure to give off a much better and more natural looking scene without having to use a ton of different lights. But of course, like, I'm gonna flick my lights on and you guys can see like this video camera, it's not bad. Like, it does really good when you have proper lighting, but most of the time when you're using a webcam, you probably don't have the greatest of lighting, so it just doesn't make sense to have, you know, $500 in lights just to get a good image out of this webcam. And for $200, like, it's okay, but I would not expect an okay product at $200. Now granted, the Insta360 is like way better. Like, we don't have like any of this focus pushing and pulsing that we have going on with the IdeaCam, but that webcam is also like, I think another like $100 or $120 more expensive anyway, so it's kind of hard to use that one as like a direct comparison. But in that case, especially if you're looking at buying a premium webcam, it almost makes more sense to make the argument to spend slightly more money and just get that one because that one is so good. So with that being said, I don't know, guys, this is really hard for me to recommend to anyone, just based on the fact that the microphone, it's okay, like, it's passable. A microphone, quite honestly, is probably the best thing about this webcam. The software tuning of the webcam itself is just not very good. Like, the colors that come out of it are okay, but they definitely do need to be tweaked. Like, if I run a pass on this and tweak it in OBS, like, it'll look better, probably more tolerable. But for $200, I would expect the colors to be just a little bit better than what they are giving me right now. And on top of that, like, just these simple things like the exposure settings and the lighting settings, like in a very dark scene, it just cranks up the exposure way too high and it doesn't look good at all. And without having software that I can just download on my PC and just set parameters of how high or low I want the exposure to go, or even just set a set exposure and contrast rating and brightness rating and all that good stuff, that would help out drastically just with the potential image quality that could come out of the IdeaCam S1. That is all I have for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel as well. Drop some comments on what you guys think that BenQ could improve on the next version of the IdeaCam. I'll see you in the next video.